It's Sunday, the 19th of June 2016. This is a chart update for Saracen Minerals. Saracen's a stock that I've followed in these videos for probably the last year. I never bought any myself, and kind of regretted it for the last 9 months because they've been one of the better performers, particularly in the last 6 months. I think they're up about 150% since the start of this year, which is probably one of the better gains for the Australian dollar gold producers. Um, just on Friday, they were added to, I think, added to the GDX gold ETF, and also a few weeks ago they were added to the ASX 200. So they're really seeing a lot of support from that those index effects where institutions have to buy them. And I think that's a really good sign. It can sometimes signal a top, but I think in Saracen's case, given they're still getting the sort of upside of that new production, as that sort of starts to hit the balance sheet and the cash starts to become evident, people will start to they'll continue to buy this stock. They're up in that blue sky territory above their all-time high, which is around $1. So I expect that to continue. They did a presentation a few weeks ago. Oh, I think this is actually on Friday, this one, but this is a chart this is something that I use as well. This enterprise value for production to production metric. You can see they're still undervalued when you build in their 300,000 ounces of production from Thunderbox and Carosue Dam as well. You can see they're well under the other four major Australian dollar gold producers, aside from Newcrest. So I think, as you see that valuation gap close, as that cash starts to become evident, they've still got upside potentially toward $2. But they've got that real good momentum that I like. This uptrend. I mean, they're at the top of that range now, and it has been a fairly vicious turn. So, it wouldn't surprise me to see some consolidation around here, around this $1.45 to $1.30 sort of mark, and that would be healthy. But with the Australian dollar gold price sort of almost at all-time highs, heading toward 1,800 Australian dollars, that's 800, almost $800 margins for Saracen. So, they're going to be spinning out potentially upwards of $200 million of free cash this year. So even at $1 billion market cap, they're not, compared to some other stocks on the market outside the gold sector. Some of these gold stocks can still keep going a lot higher because the Australian dollar producers are actually, they're just going to be churning out cash. I think Saracen is a sort of a candidate for a merger or some sort of acquisition themselves, because since they've got Thunderbox online now, it's not clear what their strategy is for the next, say, 2 years. They'll continue to, obviously they've got to that 300,000 ounce production, but they're in a category where if they merged with someone like Regis, for example, they'd get another valuation boost. And I think there's a bit of with all the cash floating around in this sector, someone's going to kick off a new wave of acquisition activity in the next few months. There's a bit of it's guaranteed to happen. I think the market will want to see that. So I think Saracen falls into as a potential candidate for some of that activity. But until then, it's still a good hold. Look for some consolidation, because it can't keep going up at this rate of knots forever. But it's still a great stock, I think, and just want to see some of those production figures convert into cash.